everyone, it's been a while since we last talked about our ICEB compressed earth block machine. If you're new to the channel, we are planning to build our dream off-grid house in Arizona desert. For those who've been following us, you know we've had trouble keeping the machine running, but we got a new motor, controller, a different outlet and plug, so finally Eric got it all working. Yes, I know, he's pretty awesome. This time, we are figuring out the perfect soil mixture. Our soil is very sandy with not much clay, so the blocks haven't been holding together when we try to pick them up. So we brought in soil from different places to test. Hopefully this video helps anyone looking to build with compressed earth blocks or rammed earth. Here is a breakdown of our soil. I hope I'm reading this correctly, but if not, feel free to let me know. It's about 87% of sand, 8.7% of silt, and 4.3% of clay. You probably know how to do the jar soil test, but here's a quick rundown. First, fill a jar 1/3 full with soil, add water and a bit of soap. Shake for a few minutes, then let it settle for at least 24 hours. Measure the height of each layer, sand, silt, and clay, and total height of all layers combined. Divide each layer's height by the total height and multiply by 100 to get the percentage of each soil type. And that's how you find soil sand and silt and clay ratio. Not enough clay, not enough cement, not enough water probably. First, we tried with one 5-gallon bucket of our native soil and two 15-ounce cans of cement. This mixture makes about 3 to 4 blocks. In the past, we made the mix too wet, so now we are aiming for a drier, just moist mix, but it has been pretty tricky. The best way to test is the simple squeeze test. Make soil mix into a ball by giving it a good squeeze. Check the shape. If the ball holds its shape without crumbling or falling apart, the mix is most likely good. If it crumbles easily, it's too sandy or dry, and you need more clay or moisture. Also, if it feels too sticky or slimy and it cracks as it dries, it may have too much clay and needs more sand. That's a lot easier to say than to actually do.
Try it. Trying this? Nope. It's already crumbling. Look. I think get down there.
We definitely over compacted these blocks, so they were no go. But you think because more soil in them, they should be more solid and strong, but they weren't. So definitely it wasn't the right mixture. So this is the right compression, and it just both sides are correctly compressed it. So this is the right height dimension, but we are too afraid to even pick it up because it might crumble. So we're gonna leave it here for a little bit and see if we can cure a little bit before we pick it up, right?
Yeah. I do believe from looking at this brick, my guess is that it needed to be a little bit more water too. There's still some dry spots in it.
How much of a compression do you have?
Enough that I can not hold the corners of it, so that I don't have to curl my fingers, so I'm holding it enough that way.
I see. Next one was our soil with 3 times more of cement, which was 6 cans instead of 2. But it also failed. It was too crumbly and we were unable to move them. For your information, 5-gallon bucket holds about 40 15-ounce can. So if we have like something right next to it, like
I don't know. I thought about like something to just spin it, right?
Uh-huh.
Or even if I can come up with something that puts even pressure to grab it and roll it over.
Right.
You know.
But if the crumble that much, then the strength of the brick is make you wonder how good that is.
You're relying on, with this much cement in it, you're relying on it curing.
Right.
Hard. Not being hard from the get-go. With clay, it would be more hard from the get-go.
Right.
Okay. Not have to cure as much, I think.
Huh?
So it's pointless for me to set them down when they just crumble. So the last batch we made for sure had more more cement and more water in it than previously.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that this was more crumbly?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's because of the water, or do you think it's because of the extra cement? Because the thing is more water also makes it heavier to pick up. So it's harder to pick up if it weighs more and isn't stuck together.
Right. I think either way,
Need more clay.
we need a more sticky agent, which we don't have enough
clay.
property. Yeah.
So even they say, I think you could get away with it if there was a mold. So I think you can get away if you're doing rammed earth, or
Yeah.
I think you could get away. Our soil's good enough to do rammed earth. I also believe it's good enough to do probably hyper adobe, and probably good enough to do earth bag, because you have a form that holds it until it's cured. In our scenario, it's not cured when we pull it out of its mold. It has to cure without the mold. Mm-hmm. And it's not staying together well enough because we don't have a high enough clay content. That's my thought.
Here comes my negativities, but I don't even know why we want to even go through this electric. I feel like we should have those man-powered, what is called, certain amount of the clay, and press it, and feels like that's exactly what this machine doing. I don't think this is making any faster to do the things that the man-made would do. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, if we knew what we were doing, this would be way faster. One, you're making 2 bricks at a time because you can compress harder with hydraulics than you can with a person. The other one, you're making 1 brick at a time, and you're still going to have the same problem because you still got to lift the brick out.
Okay.
The brick being electric motor isn't what's slowing us down at this point.
Right.
So, well, I think once you have it down, having the electric brick will be a lot easier on your body because you won't have to be doing a pull-up every time, or,
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely, I won't be able to do it. I don't know if you guys have been seeing how much Eric is putting a pressure to close it or opening it, and definitely that's a solid steel.
Mm-hmm.
And just it's very heavy.
It is.
So I feel like you're still doing the same amount of force.
It's for sure not.
No? I was just telling Eric that I'm pretty upset because I really cannot operate this machine. So definitely somebody like me
already have a strength to do this, won't be able to do it.
The question is, are we gonna try to figure out what our ratio of clay needs to be, or are we just gonna give up on this machine and sell it to somebody else that has clay?
Right.
You know.
No, like I said, we're gonna try to source it locally.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to call companies, sells those soils and gravels and stuff like that. So we should be able to get some kind of idea what we could do and what kind of option that we have. I think that would be the next step, because obviously machine is working. Thank goodness Eric worked everything and working. You gonna make that video about it? More technical stuff. I don't know anything about technical. So today we are here at the little stockyard with different type of soil, and they said this one has a lot of clay content, so we're gonna do a little soil test. And they also said that they have an AB mix, so that has like gravel and sand and clay in the right mixture. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get something. We can resource clay. Seems like we just do not have enough clay in our soil. So, but I just want to see what's the difference between our soil and everybody else's.
We also asked our friend Mark from Fuba Ranch for some of his soil. His soil has a lot of clay with a very dark color, almost volcanic. Pretty cool looking. I tested all those 3 samples. I didn't do the detailed calculation, but looking at them, you can already see the differences. We did several different testings. Most successful one, I would say, was screen AB mix with 10% of cement. Most unique one was all clay with 3 cans of cement. We started to add some clay to our soil, but not quite conquer the perfect ratio.
This is the AB mix with roughly 10% cement in it. Crazy how quick it dries. The AB mix is so powdery and chalky.
Now we're gonna try the full clay-rich soil and 3 cups of green bean can. We feel like this is pretty dry, but can I put it in here? But stays solid, I guess. So
We're out of solar.
So this is straight clay rich soil with 2 scoops of 15-ounce can. We have to make it dry and see if even cracks. That's the one thing people are talking about. If you use that straight clay, possibility that it might crack after.
It cracks when it dries, yeah.
But it was definitely easier to make them. And you really, we made a 4 blocks if you do it right, I think. But I kind of wasted some of the dirt. 1 bucket's gonna make 4 blocks.
So I feel like that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do all clay, is so we could have one extreme to the other. This is fairly high. We know we're not going to do this high. And it's so much clay in this that it was sticking to the mold even as we're pulling out. But we weren't delicate with those at all when we took them out. So it definitely held together. It definitely proves the point that clay makes a difference when you're taking it out of the mold. So the next thing is that we need to kind of slowly wheel back the amount of clay that we put in the soil, or use a little bit of our dirt with a high clay content instead of the other way around until we get to the ratio that we feel is correct. These are the 100% clay ones, or mostly clay. I wouldn't say 100%, but almost 100% clay. And they've been sitting out here. They should be hard enough that we can move them. They should be like 80% hard, 80% strength. I don't think we can even pick them up. I think they're going to crumble and fall apart. So let's find out. So this one I've messed with, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to pick this one up, which does look like it's kind of, it looks solid sitting here. But like,
Interesting.
I go over and pick up even the ones that had hardly any clay in it, if I go in and pick them up, I can pick them up one-handed like this. Recording or something?
Yes, sir.
This is what, 7? I have to get the exact percentage, but
I think it's 8.
This is 8? Okay, yeah, we did 7 last time. So this is 8, same amount of cement. 8 cans instead of 7 cans. So here we go. Looks like good to me, right?
Yep.
All the way up to the top, down just a little bit. A little bit says me. It does look a little dry to me, but hey. Let's see if we can pick it up. Ready?
Yep.
Nope.
No. So what does that mean? Not wet enough?
That would be my first guess.
Yeah. Good job, Daddy.
Go for it. Gotta take it off. Is it squishy?
Yeah. It's not gonna work. Yeah. If you can do it. It's only 4 pieces. Fine. I feel like
Less clay.
less clay seems better,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
At this point, you think you would say
I don't disagree at all.
so? Okay.
We had to find out, right? This is a
Yeah.
part of the whole moving up and down. I think it's a good thing that we both feel like, well, maybe we should go with less clay, actually.
Yeah.
So I feel like the amount of clay that's in here soaks up so much water that the brick is too heavy to pick up. And we're right there at that line. Because those 2 bricks that we took off earlier that were, those were 7, right? I feel like those were the easiest ones to pick up outside of the 100% clay ones. So we need to do 6.
6. Yeah.
Then
Have you ever
3%
done
that's
5?
We did. Yeah, 0, 5, 7. So these are 0, these are 5, these are 7.
Why do I think that we had the one was 10 in it? I feel like I counted
Because we couldn't
10.
get it out.
Oh, I see.
It's on the ground over there, one with the earth.
Okay.
Because when we picked it up,
we
it
did
crumbled.
it.
We did.
We did. Okay.
We did, and we did 10 twice. We did 10 lower water and 10 higher water, and both of them failed.
And then this was
8, and we
8.
couldn't pick it up.
so 6 is we have to do.
Thoughts?
You tell me.
Look okay, but let's see what happens when I pick it up.
Pretty soft. Yeah.
It's a little soft. Why'd you throw it down? It was fine until you did that. This is AB mix with approximately 11% cement added to it. This is our native soil with approximately 11% cement added to it. This is our native soil mixed with 11% high clay mixture and 11% cement. This one is our native soil with 5 cans, which is approximately 11% cement. For the clay, we have 7 cans of high clay mixture, which turns out to be about 15.5%. So far, these felt the easiest. I don't know if it's by luck or the right amount of moisture or what it was, but these felt the easiest for me to take out of the mold. You took one out, I took the other one out. Then in between this one and this one, we tried some higher content of clay and weren't able to get them out of the mold. And then this is 6 cans, which is somewhere like 13% clay with 5 cans, which is 11% cement, and then our native soil. But the thing is all of these fell apart taking them out. This one we let sit in the mold for about an hour so it was easy to remove. So it's already, the cement has started to harden on it, so we could move it. But this mixture didn't work to take it out without letting it sit for a while. So skid steers are really violent when you turn, if there's rocks or anything under it. So they were basically catching air and bouncing, slamming down on it. You ever seen one of them, except for the ones from our property, with just a little bit of concrete, and then the 7%, that middle one didn't crack either. Everything else broke in half. Believe it or not, this one looks pretty bad, but it fell off the pallet.
So
So
AB mix is
strong.
pretty strong, for sure. This one didn't crack, you see, huh?
It did not. But yeah, they all like would have been airborne probably.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. It's good to know.
Good to know. I'm glad you started early after
I didn't
stacking.
have a pallet of 50 bricks, and I broke all 50 of them moving them out to the house.
Yep.
Or, you know.
Anyways, that's cool. I'm not that upset.
I'm not either.
But it's a kind of good, like a result though. Like maybe our soil is good after all.
It's funny,
Doesn't
through
make
this
any
whole
sense.
process, I realized our solar is not that bad. It's just the brick machine. The process of making the bricks and everything and not getting it onto the pallet. But our soil is good once it's got cured.
Yeah, it might be right amount of everything in it after all.
What that does affirm is that if we did rammed earth with our soil, it would be strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because no issues.
Interesting. Sorry.
That's okay. We want to mention that all of the experiments we've done may not be completely accurate or consistent. We are still figuring out the right amount of water to use in the mix. Our soil might actually have the right ratio once we perfect the water and cement balance. However, at this point, we still believe that adding more clay-rich soil to our mix and finding the right ratio of soil, clay, and sand is the key to making beautiful, strong, compressed earth blocks. We definitely need to develop a tool to move the blocks more easily, which will help protect them and speed up the assembly line process. We are not giving up yet. We hope you continue following our journey by subscribing, liking, and commenting. Your support encourages and motivates us to keep going. We know our progress has been very, very, very slow, but we are determined to get there. We also post some random videos from time to time. They may not always interest you, but we enjoy documenting our journey to living a fully off-grid life. So please stick with us. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.
This is what I think about your super clay-rich soil, Mark. Thank you.